over, I just want to let everyone know we are recording this. So in the event that you missed something and or have to leave a little early, we understand that. It will be on our YouTube page later on. With that said, Richard, it's all yours. I'm going to take my ugly mug out of the video and mute myself.
Thank you, Luis. Thank you, Mark. Before I start, can you guys all see my screen here?
Yeah.
Perfect, perfect. Well, first off, I want to thank everybody for joining today. I apologize. I guess I have the privilege of getting to admit people into the meeting now. So if I look a little distracted and pop up, I apologize.
Don't worry about it, Richard. I'll take care of it. You just do your thing.
Perfect,
All right.
perfect. I want to thank everybody for joining today, and I want to thank the Best Agency for coordinating this. Luis and Mark are premier partners of Securians, and I'm honored to be here to speak a little bit today about business planning. Our goal today is not to get into the weeds onto the business planning. We certainly could do that. We've got the tools, we've got the capabilities, both on the Best Agency side and on our side at Securian Minnesota Life, to help you get into the weeds when you have that client. But the goal today is to leave you guys with a few actionables and a few ideas about how to approach those clients. You have the clients, we can bring you guys the solutions. As Mark mentioned, there's a lot of opportunity in the business landscape and a lot of opportunity that might not come to your mind right away. What we're going to do is we're going to go over just a few of the common scenarios we're seeing at Securian, and I'll provide just a few quick ideas about solutions to help overcome it. So as a business owner, your first concern is generally growing your business. You're not necessarily thinking about key questions like succession. You might not be thinking about if you're going to want to walk back, what that looks like, or if you even want to retire at some point. There's other complex questions, like what happens if a key person dies or becomes disabled at the organization? From an individual business owner perspective, is most of your personal wealth tied up in the business? Do your rank and file employees have retirement plan options? And are your key people happy, or do you risk their departure? We've seen that a lot in the last year and a half or so. I think the term great resignation might have been a little bit played out, but it's true. I can tell you, working at Securian, a Fortune 500 company, I've been here for about 8 years now, and I've seen more turnover in the last year and a half than I saw in the 6 years prior. Turnover is everywhere right now. And as a business owner, we need to keep in mind, what can we do to keep the key employees happy? Of course, there's the question of succession. What's going to happen when you decide to retire? Or if it's a business you're not going to retire from, what's going to happen when and if you pass away? These are all complex issues. And complex issues can cause a business owner to avoid making a decision, and they can distract you from running the day-to-day of the operation. So Securian Financial, in conjunction with the Best Agency, is going to offer solutions for business owners. Whether the business owner you might work with is trying to grow the business, retain some of the key people, or navigate departures from the business, we can help you. We'll show how you can identify and prioritize business needs and work with you consultatively to help develop customizable solutions. We've got a full marketing campaign called BOLD, Business Owner Life Stage Design. So when you look at BOLD, we always picture it in a circle. And it's more than just the business itself. You'll notice the business is just one tiny little piece of the overall circle. We want to talk about the business owner. And as agents, you're all business owners in some way, shape, or form. So it's not just your clients, but this could also be applicable to you as a business owner. We're going to talk about family. We're going to talk about the business itself. And the most important part of the business, the key employees. So one of the first questions when we're looking at you, the business owner, is have you saved enough to maintain your lifestyle and become independent of the business? Your retirement strategy, the business owner's retirement strategy, should reflect the vision for retirement and the objectives. Does your business owner plan on retiring completely? or just simply step back from the day-to-day. I work with financial advisors and life insurance agents for a living, and I could tell you a lot of them never completely retire. A lot of them just slowly step back year over year from the business, but they'll still need some source of income. What we see a lot for business owners in the life insurance space is the LERP strategies. Life insurance is a retirement plan for those who might not be as familiar. It's using life insurance as a cash value accumulation tool with the death benefit component during the peak working years and distributions during the retirement phase. And for business owners in particular, where a lot of their wealth might be tied up in a taxable asset, the life insurance tax-free distributions offer a huge value add to the business owner. We also need to talk about long-term care when it comes to the business owner. What would happen to a business if you as a business owner yourself or your clients developed a long-term care episode? Because of the increasing likelihood you may need care as you age, it's important to take steps today to ensure that the business owner, the CEO, knows their options for long-term care. At Securian, we've got great solutions, both on a life insurance chassis and a linked benefit hybrid style chassis, to make sure that if there was a long-term care need for the business owner, that he or she could be covered. Estate planning is a huge consideration for the business owner. One of the key questions is, can you successfully transfer the assets you've worked a lifetime to accumulate? For a lot of folks, part of their legacy is the business that they're going to leave to their kids or potentially grandkids. So how can you leave them an asset without leaving a taxable burden to them? Life insurance is a huge part of that. You could put a life insurance plan in a trust to help alleviate any sort of estate tax issues or potential taxation issues when that business gets transferred on. Another key piece of estate planning that we get into in this marketing campaign, and I'm happy to have an individual conversation with some of you about it, is talking about business succession and estate planning when it comes to the family farm or ranch. Securian's got a great marketing campaign geared towards the farm. Mark's got it there. Keeping the farm in the family. It's our Bold for Farmers and Ranchers campaign. And as a Minnesota, I grew up in the Midwest. I work for a Minnesota-based company. We do a lot of business with farmers and ranchers, particularly farmers. And the farm needs are very, very specific. A lot of what we see, and this can apply to all businesses, but really applies to the farm, is estate equalization. So if you think about it, if you own a farm and you have 3 kids, let's say only one of the children wants to take on the legacy and become a farmer, and the other 2 children want to move to New York and work in corporate law or corporate finance. But at the same time, you want to make sure the estate is equal. So one child doesn't get the entire inheritance. So a lot of individuals use life insurance as an estate equalization tool. And that can help alleviate a ton of family conflict. And that's the important part of the estate planning aspect here. It's not just making sure the business passes down or the farm passes down. It's making sure conflict is alleviated as you move on to your unfortunate next phase in life, which is death. The estate planning aspect, I think, is so critical and might be something that goes under discussed when we're having conversations about the business and the next steps with the business. So if we talk about the employees, we need to think about if your business is offering retirement plans. Your company retirement plan can help retain employees and enhance their financial security. It's crucial the retirement plan complements the business objectives. Now, depending on what state you might find yourself in, California being one, retirement plans are no longer optional, even for the smallest of businesses. Companies need to be starting 401ks in order to retain and recruit some of the top talent. And Securian can help you with those conversations. Another one that we're seeing a lot of traction lately with is executive compensation. Key employees are critical and make critical contributions to the company's overall profitability. We have the ability to help design and be consultative with executive compensation benefits to reward the employees most responsible for the company's growth and allow key employees to share in business accomplishments. Something we have seen a lot of lately is restricted bonuses for key employees. So during the Great Resignation and a lot of individuals looking for new jobs, we saw a lot of traction last year promoting the restricted bonus concept, where the employer would put contributions into a life insurance contract, but have a 5 or 6 year vesting schedule on there. So that employee, the key employee, would have a reason to stay around. They know in the next 5 or 6 years, if they stay around, they're 100% vested into the life insurance cash value. And you can do that not just with life insurance, but with long-term care as well. For certain types of businesses, a true long-term care plan like our Securian is actually tax deductible to the corporation. So you can offer it as a benefit to your employee and take a tax deduction for a portion of it as well. And it's a good way to make sure your key employees, who I'm sure are getting messages on LinkedIn left and right, are incentivized to stay with the organization today. Another thing to think about, and this one gets, I think most people understand as a really important use for life insurance, is key person protection. If a key person in the organization dies, will the business suffer financially? And the answer there is yes. The death of a key employee could cause serious problems for the business, such as lost sales, lower earnings, and loss of intellectual capital. Hiring and training is extremely expensive and could negatively impact the business for a long period of time. You need a strategy in place to replace those costs and operate smoothly after losing a key employee. There's a lot of different ways you can build a key person plan, some using term insurance for a period of time, and others using cash value life insurance as more of a transferable asset. There's a lot of great ways to structure it, and the team at Best Agency can help, and Securian and our advanced marketing team can help as well. And of course, another one is business succession. Business succession is, of course, a huge question for your business owner. Have you as a business owner taken the steps to turn your hard work and goodwill into cash when you leave the business? A business succession strategy is key to the success and the survival long-term of an organization. And it's good to be prepared well in advance. You might use life insurance for a key employee. Let's say it's a cash value life insurance contract. That cash value could be used towards the end of the business owner's time in the business to help that key employee purchase the business. So having your business succession plan in writing is a great way to make sure that you know what's going to happen when you're ready to step back from the organization, and you as a business owner are ready to think about that next phase of your life. A lot of individuals who are small business owners tie up most of their net worth in the business, and their retirement plan happens to be the business. So you want to make sure that your business succession plan is in writing. And again, that's something Securian can help you with. We've got full turnkey tools, from forward to counsels to business valuation tools. If you've got a business and you're curious about the valuation, or if your clients have a business and they're curious about the valuation, Securian can help you out with that. We've got a tool called Biz Equity, which uses your last few years of business tax returns, plus some big general data in order to value the business. Now, it's not a formal business valuation. You might not be able to go to market with it. But for your clients, it's a free service that Securian offers, and it's a great way for you to lead into that conversation. When you're talking to your business owners, and I encourage you to have that conversation with them, the question should be, when was the last time your business has been valued? And generally, for most busy business owners, the answer is, well, it's been a really long time since we've had the business valued. Securian offers a free tool for you to help value those businesses and to help start those conversations. What I have found is that most people are surprised when they get their business valuations. Might be a little bit different today, given where the market's at, but over the last few years, business values in general have skyrocketed. So make sure you're valuing that business on a regular cadence to make sure the plan fits the needs. For example, if you think your business is valued at 4 million, we had a case like this a bit ago. Client thought their business was valued at 4 million. Turns out it was valued closer to 20 million. They needed to update everything. The amount of key person coverage they had in place was not good enough. The buy sell they had in place was not sufficient. And the estate planning that he had as an individual was not sufficient as well. So definitely make sure you take advantage of our key person tools and our business valuation tools in order to make sure that what you are doing, working with your business owners, is up to date with their plan. So the next step here is, after this call, I'll send out a link to our Bold microsite. And on that microsite, there's a lot of content that talks a lot about what we discussed today, some of the basics of having that conversation. And there's also content that fleshes out any of these categories a little more in depth. Let's say, for instance, you're thinking about a client and you know they haven't had their business valued in a while. We've got turnkey tools to help you have those conversations with those clients. If you've got a business, maybe they've done a valuation, but you know they have not worked on any sort of executive compensation plan outside of the general salary plus bonus, we have tools to help you have those executive compensation conversations. And same with long-term care and just the retirement plan for the business owner. It's your job to have the clients. If you bring the clients to the best agency and they bring their clients to Securian, we're able to help you have those conversations and be the wingman. At the end of the day, you do not need to be the expert at working with a business owner. That's our job. Our job is to be the expert at working with a business owner. Your job is to recruit the clients. Our job is to help find the solutions. Any questions at all for me?
I'd definitely like to add something, Richard. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so I agree with what you said, but some agents come from different disciplines, like Medicare and health agents, other things they focused on. A lot of agents want to get into this market, but they don't know how to make the approach, what to say. So if I may, I just want to quickly go over one agent's approach who is becoming much more experienced and successful using the tools of the Bold system. So initially, he's a Medicare health agency, successful in that, wanted to branch out. So essentially, using these pieces, this is the basic Bold brochure that goes to business owners. And everything is built around what I call the master key, which is the graphic that had everything on it. You just saw it. And since it's graphic, the business owners get it. There's also an initial fact finder piece just to take people into the system. But what he did, he's a member of his local Chamber of Commerce and various networking groups. So he sponsored a hole-in-one at a Topgolf, which was a Chamber of Commerce event. This was amazing to me. Securian has cocktail napkins, packs of 50, and it's got the master key diagram on it. So he included the brochures and the napkin clipped in with his business card. He talked to some owners right at the event, otherwise he made appointments afterwards. This has generated many appointments where Best Agency is helping him expand a lot of buy sells, a lot of key person. It's just amazing. And there is a script with this. It's compressed, what Richard did, but it's very, very, very much compressed. And I don't think it takes much to memorize, or at least approximate, naturalize, and personalize. Then you can just go in. You got something to say. You have something of value to present. Because if you don't know business owners, hey, sorry, old-fashioned way. It's simple. Face to face, people to people. Just go in and introduce yourself. But also, talk to your dry cleaner. Talk to the auto repair shop that you go to. This is how business is done. But again, bold offers a way to approach, build rapport, and then go into detail. In each of these niches, there's individual fact finders, brochures, and other information. And the way Best approaches it, we help give you an amount of training. It's not the same as the carrier training, but it's practical, how to build your business. I just want to say that about the system, so thank you.
Well, Mark, I appreciate that. This is part of our Bold microsite, and it's kind of to piggyback off Mark's comments. This talks about specifically, how do you use Bold with clients? So you as the agent, how do you position this system with your clients? So it's got kind of the full blurb here, and then it's got a step-by-step process. Helps you discover your client's goals. And it scrolls down here to the generate interest. So we've got the consumer. Mark, go ahead.
Can you just, when you get done with that, open up the napkin script and show them where it is?
Absolutely.
Yeah, please.
And I'll make sure to send this to the group as a link.
Great.
But we'll pull up the napkin script right now. And it talks literally just as Mark was saying, how do you use the napkin? Schedule a client event, use these napkins at a table, and write some notes on the napkin itself.
Yeah.
We've gotten great traction with that. And it's something that makes it easy. Again, at the end of the day, a lot of people get nervous about having conversations with business owners because it's a place they don't feel like they have an expertise in.
Mm-hmm.
Your job is not to have the expertise. That's our job. That's the best agency's job. Your job is to have the clients and the referrals, bring them to us, and we will help you generate revenue with your business owners. And more importantly, help them protect what they've built over the years. And here's the actual script. It's really good. We've spent a lot of time developing this in consultation with a marketing team. And we've gotten really, really good feedback on it over the years. We have a questionnaire, as Mark was mentioning. This questionnaire, again, does a really good job making sure that the right questions are asked. So you don't have to know what to ask. It's tough to know. But we will make sure that we ask the questions on your behalf. And it's very thorough. It's very thorough. We've got an establishing goals section. So you can look at the executive compensation fact finder, the key person fact finder, the business succession fact finder. And I'll tell you, for each of these, we have a presentation already built out. So if you have a group of business owners in a room, we are happy to get one of our advanced marketing attorneys on the line or even in person to go over one of these presentations to talk about the importance of key person planning, the importance of executive compensation, the importance of business succession. And then after that, if you're looking to host a seminar like we talked about earlier, we've got a seminar invite and we've got a full PowerPoint presentation as well. So again, this is a very turnkey tool. You bring the clients, we bring the solutions, you get the revenue. Pretty cut and dry and straightforward. So if you're working in alternative verticals, if you are a med sup agent, or if you're doing property and casualty today, this is a great way to help expand your overall market share of the business owner's book.
It looks like we had a question in the chat box. I'm not exactly sure, but yes, looks like we have an agent using the napkin script there.
Richard, that's the agent I was talking about that has been successful with this system.
Well, Jeremy, that's fantastic. I'm glad to hear you found success with it. And I'm glad to hear it's helping you set appointments and having really strong meetings with those clients. So kudos to you for using that script.
Well, I love the system because it identifies their why. And then I'm not sitting there throwing mud on the wall. I've thrown a lot of mud over 30 years of selling. So I love it.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear it's been successful for you.
Do we have any other questions for Richard? Looks like no, that's a good thing, I guess. Well, before we conclude, number one, I want to say thank you for the time that everyone has taken to join us today. Again, we're looking to offer solutions, looking to help develop opportunities to expand and grow your business and help your clients out. One of the things that was caught my attention was the business valuation tools. Richard, you had mentioned a scenario in which you used it and other opportunities came about from it, but also I want to express to you guys a similar situation. An agent was out, hey, what do you think your business is valued at? He gave an answer. They offered the business valuation tools. It ended up being 10 times what he thought it was. Now, what ended up happening in that scenario is the client was extremely happy and sold his business, okay? But it opened up other opportunities, estate planning, which was never discussed in the beginning because of the amount. The annuity sales was also, because of the amount that he was going to make. So just alone, the business valuation tool, if you approach people, if you approach the business owners with just a simple question is, how much do you think your business is valued at? Can just open up a ton of doors for you. And it's free. That's the best part of it. It's a free service and it doesn't cost your client a single penny or you a single penny. So I think that is something that you can use or everyone can use in the marketplace. Again, I think we're about 1 minute over our allotted time. Mark, do you have anything to say before we close?
I do. For the agents that are interested in the system and want to be introduced and to start implementing in the things that I've described that work, it's just reach out, give me a call, extension 230, be happy to help you and get on that path to success. So I thank Securian, I thank you, Richard, and onward and upward.
Thank you, Mark. Richard, thank you very, very much. Richard, do you have anything to say?
Just want to thank everybody for their time today and thank you all for your interest in learning more about business planning. I'm going to send a follow-up to Luis and Mark here, and I'm sure they'll get it out to you guys. But thank you again for the time and thanks for your interest in Securian Minnesota Life.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Have a great rest of the week and look forward to speaking to everyone.